New Intel Nova Lake CPUs are set to arrive in 2026, but have they got it right this time? Intel have confirmed that the Core Ultra 400 series of CPUs is set to be on track for release in late 2026, and these things are bringing the heat. Now, we've been hearing a ton of leaks and rumors for about the last 6 months about Intel's new series of CPUs, mostly coming from news about motherboard manufacturers preparing for the new socket and things like that. A little bit more on that later. Big thing about this new architecture is there's going to be a big architectural increase actually, with Intel introducing a new set of low powered cores to deal with like background tasks and things like that. Each of the Nova Lake CPUs are going to consist of 3 different CPU cores. First, we'll have the performance cores, which were the main cores of the architecture. Then we're going to have the efficiency cores, just like Arrow Lake did in the current generation. But now Intel are introducing LPE cores. So these are low powered efficiency cores that are going to handle like background and idle tasks. 3 different types of cores for 3 different use cases and different functions. That's going to mean, for example, the Core Ultra 9 is going to have 16 P cores, 32 E cores, and then 4 additional LPE cores to handle those background and idle tasks. That's 52 cores in total. Some other parts of the architecture are getting a little boost as well. The integrated graphics are getting the ARXE3 cores and also one XE4 core that's going to handle all the compression, encoding, and decoding, which makes a little bit of sense. Intel have been pretty good at providing excellent support for video encoding, decoding, compression, and stuff like that. Hey, just want to jump in here and say if you're enjoying any of the content on Computer Games Hardware, please chuck us a like, share, and subscribe. Watching the videos, you guys know, really helps me out. You can get a t-shirt from computergameshardware.myshopify.com, and you guys can catch me at the Games Expo in Melbourne on the 14th and the 15th of March. So if you're wandering around town, come and see me. I'll be there cruising around, talking to all the developers, testing out some games. It'll be a good time. So see you there, guys. Thanks for watching, everybody. Here's why to get really excited about Nova Lake. Intel are introducing their own version of 3D V-Cache called bLLC, which is Big Last Level Cache. So the Unlock K models are likely to have up to 288 megabytes of this bLL cache, meaning each 8-core performance tile will have 144 megabytes of extra level 3 cache, beating out AMD to the dual 3D V-Cache chips that we've all been waiting for. Whoa. In fact, you can check out my dual 3D V-Cache video that I did all the way back in August when we were actually expecting those chips to come out. So check that one out. So theoretically, that's going to help with scheduling and core parking issues that AMD had with their CPUs. In fact, I actually chose my 9950 non-X3D because I didn't want to specifically deal with those issues at the time that were bad. Oh, and to be fair, Arrow Lake, the current generation, had massive issues with Windows 11 scheduling and core parking due to a missing power and performance management driver that wasn't there, caused massive issues. You guys will remember that Intel had to release all their microcode updates for the architecture, and it was just a disaster for the current gen of CPUs and really embarrassing for Intel. They really took a hit on this one. Which is why actually I'm quite surprised that Intel have decided to go down this path. I mean, the criticism was scathing, and You guys can see it now. You've got your brand new Nova Lake CPU. You've put it in. You've built your PC. You go to play a brand new title like Resident Evil 9, and Windows is trying to make you run Resident Evil 9 on these brand new low power E-cores, just tanking your performance. The criticism is going to be scathing, and I'm going to place bets on it now. There are going to be problems. I can see it right now. Reviewers are going to come after Intel like bloodthirsty vampires. I can just see the chaos right now. And here's the thing, for my mind, 26 performance cores would have probably been better, cheaper, and more thermally efficient than the extra 36 efficiency cores that you're getting with this CPU for different types of function. You eliminate the risk and you probably get a more well-rounded CPU. I'm not sure what the details are, but Intel seem pretty confident that this is the way. So they must have worked all that stuff out, because, man, people will come after them. It will be like a death nail if they don't get it right straight out of the gate. Are you guys willing to give Intel another chance? Let me know in the comments down below. Look, I've seen a lot of positive news from this. People seem excited about the new tile layout, the new graphics design, and all that sort of stuff. So we will see. All right, let's quickly talk about the power and the thermal rumors that you've probably heard a little bit about, because I can tell you Intel's staying right on brand here, and these things are going to be hot tamales. That's right, guys. These are going to be another heat dumping CPU, and because they're absolutely huge. The Core Ultra 9 models will be able to draw massive amounts of powers, with it being reported that they'll be able to draw 700 watts under certain conditions, like, extreme overclocking and stuff like that. That's just like a theoretical peak power in the system's power delivery logic, right? But what it does mean is everyone is going to need better thermal cooling. It's just the way it is. So go figure, everyone. Intel is moving to a brand new socket, which is LGA 1954. That also means that there's going to be a new 9000 series chipset. So what is that? I think it's Z990, Z970, and the B960. Yeah. So new motherboards for everyone, guys, which is a bit of a bummer, I might add. I bet you they're going to say that this is going to be the platform with long-term support over multiple generations of CPUs, but I'm not really going to buy it this time around, because, they probably could have got this on the 800 series chipset, but they didn't. Most motherboards are just way overkill to accommodate these kind of problems, because the motherboard manufacturers don't want to deal with the criticism. And for what? Because one CPU is going to have super high power draw over very specific circumstances. It's kind of convenient to me. Now, look, there are going to be some extra features that come out with the new chipset. Like it's going to have super high DDR5 support, probably, 8000 plus support. There's also QDIM 2.0 support. They're also talking about there being a whole bunch of extra PCIe 5 lanes, maybe even PCIe 6. Not too sure how many people are going to be using that stuff, but the rumor is that it's going to be there. So, and there's going to be enhanced USB Thunderbolt connectivity and stuff like that. So expect some high powered IO to be available as well. Big last level cache is going to be a great technology for Intel to bring it up to AMD and give them a little smack on the bum. I mean, I have confidence that Intel will be good in implementing that technology as well, because, they have their own fabs, and there's been reports that they're going to be using theirs and TSMC's fabs, so TSMC may have done some work with them to implement that level cache design as well. So that's probably going to be a pretty big thing for Intel this generation around. So fingers crossed, and let's see. Then, even if they are incredible, are they gonna play nice with Windows 11? With all the issues that Windows 11 has been happening? Are they sure that they've got the core parking and the scheduling figured out? Has the new architecture introduced anything that they didn't? One of the big criticisms was they didn't do enough debugging to figure any of that stuff out previously. So I want to be a little bit cautious about that as well. Okay. So here's where I think this could really be awesome. Imagine going in an all Intel build. There's new Battle Mage GPUs that are supposed to be coming out, the B780 and the B770. Hey, maybe there's even some pre-built opportunities with the Core Ultra 400 and the new Arc Battle Mage system coming out. That would be fantastic. But again, those GPUs were supposed to be out, and it's almost the end of Q1 now, and we haven't heard anything of them. So I guess Intel are waiting for this memory crisis to break, just like we are. Not too sure. So I can see a world with this is really great news, and it's a great result with Intel bringing the competition right up to AMD, giving a little spank on the bum and saying, we're back, baby. But, you know, I just want to wait and see and, you know, get something a little bit more concrete from Intel before I start jumping around. It does sound pretty cool, right? And I want to be quietly, you know, excited about this, but I'm not too sure that Intel's done the math on how outrageously expensive building a new PC for enthusiasts is going to be in 2026. So that's what I worry about, guys. Even if this is an absolute fantastic slam dunk for Intel, it's going to be an expensive, hot mess. Changing over to a new platform, new cooling solution. The Core Ultra 9 is going to be well over $1,000, and all the other SKUs are going to be expensive as well, because Intel can sell them as these huge high core count parts. So nothing's going to be cheap here. It's going to be hard to build in. It's going to be difficult to upgrade for most people. And, you know, Intel, I think, much like the rest of us, are still at the whims of the memory crisis and the AI boom that's going on right now. So who knows what's going to happen? What do you think, guys? Are Intel going to be able to take the gaming crown with their big last level cache design? Are you going to give them another chance? Do you think that they will be able to redeem themselves? Let me know in the comments down below. Anyway, that's going to do it for this one, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I had a good time making this one. Hey, I hope you had a good time watching it. Get yourself a t-shirt, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. See you next time.